spit the nation that we can't partake in. School to prison break like mass incarceration. All the lives that's been taken, hated to love it. You only talk about forgiveness cause we never get justice. I think you really reluctant. I remember hearing a hood nigga say all the shit he would've done if he was living during slavery. Look what's going on today, and you ain't doing the damn thing but putting shame on your ancestors' name. But who's to blame? All these drugs, pills, weed, beans, lean, and cocaine. I get the feeling that we living in a big dope game. The world said fuck us, so we say fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we say fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we say fuck the world. The world don't love us, so we say fuck the world.
Shalom, Israel here, the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're led by the amazing Commander General YAHANNA. We are in Houston, Texas, boot kiss capital of the world. I'm Priest and Officer 50 Yakuba by YAHANNA by SHALAM. And today, we're going to go over what should you be? Where should you be right now? Should you be pulling up to one of these churches, getting ready to do a little trunk or treat, you know what I'm saying? Celebrate these wicked holidays. Should you be out there on the corner chilling with your partners, drinking 40s and passing blunts around? Should you be in a Christian church, doing all manner of wickedness they do, learning the Bible the wrong way, and learning that Christ is supposed to love everybody and that the Lord, the God of the Bible, loves everybody? Nah, you shouldn't be there. You should be up in here, learning the truth about the Bible, the truth about your culture, the truth about the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the truth of who we are, you know what I'm saying, and what we're supposed to be doing, the way we're supposed to be living, and who we're supposed to be, because we chose, all right? Give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and 6. Let me read it for you right quick. For thou art an holy people, a holy people. What do you think holy means? You know what I'm saying? Holy, Kodash means holy in the Hebrew, and holy means separate, means set apart. Right. A holy people unto the Lord thy God, unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people. He chose us to be a special people. He didn't choose nobody else to be a special people. So what does that mean? That means we got obligations. Right. That means that we got responsibilities. Right. We the ones gotta be out here putting put boots on ground and teaching our people. We the ones gotta be the ones making sure that our people do live right and do right. Make sure our people know the dietary laws. They gotta make sure our people know the laws of the Bible. Make sure our people know that transgression of the law is sin. And when you're sinning, punishment is death.
That's right.
We're the ones teaching them that. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the Bible says for lack of knowledge. In fact, we're going to go there real quick. We get the book of Hosea, chapter 14, and chapter 4 and 7, 4 and 6. Why? Because they say for lack of knowledge, but we've been bringing this out since 1969. You know what I'm saying? The truth has been here since 1969. Managing YAHANNA and the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has been here since 1969. But brothers and sisters have keep on choosing to listen to other folks, choosing to listen to Christian pastors, choosing to listen to televangelists, choosing to listen to Jehovah's Witnesses. You know what I'm saying? This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. For a lack of knowledge. Meaning you don't know the laws. Right. You don't know the customs. Right. You don't know the way you're supposed to be living, the way we're supposed to carry ourselves. Right. We're not supposed to be out here, our women are not supposed to be out here half naked at all. In antiquity, it was thought to be risque to see a woman's ankles, let alone everything, as 12th General Muhammad would say, the front butts are out. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way we're supposed to be carrying ourselves. That's not the way our women are supposed to carry ourselves. And you know the thing is, who pushes that? It's oppressive, bro. Esau pushes that. And you know he wasn't pushing on anybody else, any other people. Why? If you push that on any other people, that'd be an act of war on those people. But it's cool for him to do it on us. Because here we 3 fifths of a man? 3 fifths of a man or woman? We don't mean nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? But as long as we've been bringing this truth out, now they learn it. And we the chosen people of God. You know what I'm saying? And they know that there's something else coming for them other than just living a life of lack. You know what I'm saying? The book of Obadiah is coming for them. You know what I'm saying? You ready to take it, sir? Yeah. Time. Without further ado, pass over police officer 5,000 knock. Clap it up.
What Yakuba was bringing out was absolutely correct. You know what I mean? We are a separate people. We are a holy people. You know what I mean? We are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And that's really where the beginning of our problems come from. We might not get into this full breakdown today. We'll go as far as we can, alright? We got a lot to talk about today. Alright, so go grab your Bibles, go get your drinks, go get your snacks, you know what I'm saying? Go get everything that you need, you know what I'm saying? I would take a break, but I don't know how to do it, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all go get your snacks, go get your waters, go get your sodas and your juices and your Bibles. It's definitely gonna be a good class today, you know what I'm saying? I really wanted to get into where you should be today. You know, times is winding down. Like we see what everything is coming to. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? Not only is election season coming up, you don't know what's going to happen when whoever get elected. They might decide to push the button and it's over. You know what I'm saying? And if they push that over button, where are we going to be? What should you be doing? What place should you be in? How should you be moving? The only way you would know how to move is if you've been taught it. If you know what to do. The scriptures tell us everything. You know what I'm saying? But if you've never seen those scriptures, then whose fault is it? Is it yours or my fault? You know what I'm saying? So in this case, it'll be my fault. But if you don't watch the class, if you don't go get them snacks and that water and that juice and you fall back in that seat, and you don't do that, then it's your fault. After today. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can be, we're gonna start with Psalms 18 and 1. You got a mic over there? We're gonna read this down a little bit. Like I said, as these times wind down, we're gonna read about when times were winding down in these scriptures. You know what I'm saying, in the records, when times was winding down, what was told to us, what we should be doing, how we should be moving, who should we be following, and how we know. You know what I'm saying? Like what is it like when it gets real sad for our people? You know what I'm saying? What are those next steps? You know what I mean? And we should be able to understand that fully, because the scriptures give us an idea or understanding. So we're going to start with Psalms 18 and 1. We're going to read that, John, then.
John, this is Psalms chapter 18, verse 1. I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. Verse 2.
Right.
The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer,
All right.
my God, my strength, in whom I trust, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation.
Now, the Lord is definitely our strength. The Lord is somebody we're going to have to seek in these times. And how would you seek the Lord? There's really only one way. We're going to get into it today. How do you know you believe in the Most High? How do you know you believe in His truth? We're really going to get into it today. But the Lord is your strength. The Lord is your salvation, which means your Savior. The Lord is your power. You know what I'm saying? Your strength. Everything comes from the Most High. Everything. This is what David is saying right now, right? The Lord is my rock. The Lord is my strength. women feel like it's about their man in most cases. A lot of women feel like it's about their man. They feel like they can't really make those moves unless they talk to their man first. Because their man is the rock, the strength, the salvation, right? Think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? And Ezra's, the Lord or the angel compared a lot of things to the woman. Because that's how we can understand it. You know what I'm saying? We understand travail and pain through the woman, right? So a lot of things we're going to hear about today are going to be related or alluding to a woman and her pain and her travail. All right, keep going.
In my high tower, verse 3, I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies.
Now, this is what we want right here. The Lord is going to be the one to save us from our enemies. Satan can't do that, right? The demon can't save you from your enemy because the demon is your enemy. So if you caught up in a demon or caught up with the demons, you won't reap the salvation, right? And to be with the Lord is to believe in the Lord. And to believe in the Lord is to do the work of the Lord, right? So you got to be in the work. You got to be doing what the Lord told you to do. Because if not, you're caught up with the demons. And you better believe it. They're going to speak to you. They're going to talk to you in the middle of the night. They're going to talk to you through depression. They're going to talk to you through what they call that, bipolar or psychotic disorder. They're going to talk to you through anger and sadness. All that pain that you feel, those are demons talking to you because they know, oh yeah, I'm going to go get it right now. When the door is unlocked, left wide open, somebody watching like, damn. You leave the door wide open, unlocked, and something that somebody want in that house, you better believe they coming in. You got to lock the door. That's the Lord. The Lord is your salvation, your strength to get up and go lock the door. Close your mind and lock the key away. Because he's going to deliver you from your enemies who's watching you from across the street with binoculars and all kind of weird stuff to get ready for you, AKs and all kind of stuff. They watch you from across the street waiting for you to slip up. Those are your enemies. They that close. Keep going.
Verse 4, the sorrows of my death, the sorrows of death compass me.
We know what that means. We all know how that feels. The sorrows of death is around me. Go ahead.
And the floods of ungodly men.
And it's a flood of ungodly men. It's all my people dying and all these ungodly people around me. All these demons and these spirits around me. Go ahead.
Made me afraid.
Go ahead.
Verse 5, the sorrows of hell compass me.
Now, the sorrows of hell was the screams or the feeling of being in poverty. You know what I'm saying? Those sorrows of the and I don't want to keep saying the pain, but the sorrows of, you know what I mean, just being the trauma of living in the hood. You know what hell is? I ain't got to explain to you what hell is. Everybody got sorrows of hell. And they everywhere. Everybody's complaining about something that's wrong. Those are the sorrows of hell. Go ahead.
About to snares, like the snares of death.
Prevented me. Go ahead. Snares a trap, or the traps of death prevent me. Go ahead.
Verse 6, in my distress.
In my what?
In my distress.
Now, mind you, it's two types of stress, or it's a few types of stress, but the two main ones are distress and eustress. EU stress, right? Distress is normally when you are suffering with in vain. It's no end to your suffering. You're suffering pointless. But eustress is like going to school. Eustress is like becoming a trooper, or you know what I'm saying, or working in the way of the Lord. Eustress is something's coming out of it. You stress it, but you know that at the end of it, it's a reward. It's something that you get from the stress. But distress is like it's stress for no reason. It's stress that's making you go backwards, right? So keep going about his distress.
I called upon the Lord.
He's gonna call the Lord because it's like, yeah, I can't keep going like this. I can't keep doing this. And his distress is called upon the Lord. Go ahead.
And cried unto my God.
Cried to my power. Go ahead.
He heard my voice out of his temple.
Go ahead.
And my cry came before him, even into his ears.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. Then the earth shook and trembled.
Now, when you call out to the Lord, when you in the right space, the Lord gonna catch them prayers and make the earth move with it. If you pray that your enemies fall before you, the Lord may just make them fall. The Lord may move something on earth, and somebody's car might bang out, or some building might get hit with a bomb. Shout out to Israel. You know what I'm saying? Or something may happen that you've done prayed for, because that's the Lord answering your calls. Keep going.
The foundations also of the hills moved.
And you know what that means, Yakabah, right? What are the hills?
Governing bodies.
Yes. So the foundations moved. So there is no more governing. The enemies are removed. The earth shook, and the foundations moved. Go ahead.
And were shaken because he was wroth,
Meaning angry. Go ahead.
Verse 8. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils.
Now, when the Lord get angry, now this is how you know when the time is coming. This is the time we in right now. Our prayers are going to go up because we in distress. And when our prayers go up and the Lord hear it and he move, you're going to see smoke coming out the Lord's nostrils. And we're going to read about what that smoke going to look like. Keep going.
And fire out of his mouth.
Now, when the Lord got smoke coming out of his nose and fire out of his mouth, you better get out the way. You want, nah, was it this one? Damn, that's the other one. Damn, that'll be the one with the cherries. We might have to go back to the scripture one day to say what we should be during this time. Because the Lord gave us direction, like, yeah, it's going to be 1 hour, da-da-da. Ask me at the class, all right? I'll give you the answers, all right? So, bro, as of right now, right, he's saying that the smoke come out of his nostrils and the fire coming out of his mouth. He ready to unalive. Go ahead.
Fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. Verse 9. He bowed the head.
He bowed the heavens also, meaning he bent them, right? He bent the heavens also, or bent the sky, go ahead.
Also, and came down.
So now he broke the sky and came down, right? So now when the Most High got angry, got fire coming out his nostrils and smoke coming out his nose, he gonna bend the sky, and something's coming out the sky. Go ahead.
And darkness was under his feet.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. And he rode upon a cherub.
Cherub, think chariot, right? He wrote now, he coming out the sky riding on the chariot. Go ahead.
And did fly.
Now mind you, this is the Lord sending. Remember, when the Most High said, yeah, go make the earth, he didn't move, he sent the angels to do it. Right? So when the Most High wants something done, he ain't gotta do it. He won't send somebody to get it done. But once them prayers go up, because we've seen so much trouble and so much destruction, once them prayers go up, he gonna bend that sky. And when he bend that sky, something coming out the sky on a chariot, flying. And there's darkness under his feet. What?
Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind.
Flying upon the wings of the wind is crazy. Go ahead.
Verse 11. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters, and thick clouds of the sky. Verse 12. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire.
Now, he made darkness his secret place, right? Now, that's where he would go and do the work, right? He would go to the dark places, right? Now, before him was brightness. Everything looks beautiful before him. But when he gets there and he passed by, it's just darkness, stone, and hellfire coming after that. Now, mind you, he's coming out the sky because we prayed for him. We stressed out. And so he heard our prayers. And now he's sending somebody down to destroy this place. All the brightness is going to be dark. Mind you, this is in his anger. Keep going.
Verse 13. The Lord also thundered in the heavens.
Good.
And the highest gave, the highest gave his voice,
Mm-hmm.
hailstones and coals of fire.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. Yea, he sent out his arrow
Mm-hmm.
and scattered,
Mm-hmm.
and he shot out lightnings
Mm-hmm.
and discomfited.
Yeah, we all know, was that Jeremiah? It said it's angels or it's spirits in the weather, right? So a hurricane is a spirit moving on to a certain place. That's the Lord sending that hurricane. The Lord make the sun go down when he wanted to. He make the moon go down when he wanted to. The moon and the sun follow orders. The wind follow orders from the Most High. So the Lord gonna send the wind and the lightning and everything. He's gonna move on his command. Keep going.
Verse 15. Then the channels of water were seen,
Go ahead.
and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke.
Now you know what the channels are, right? It's like rivers and oceans and waters and streams. The channels are seen. Go ahead.
O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16. He sent from above. He took me. He drew me out of many waters.
Yeah, this where you should be. But the Lord is gonna be the one that's taking you out of those many waters. You want to be the one that's giving up them prayers. The one that's asking the Lord to save you. And the one that the Lord is coming to save. But it's not, mind you, everyone is not gonna be here. Everyone is not gonna be on the Lord's good side when that day comes. Because some of us may be in that brightness, trying to find out how bright we can get. And when he visit that brightness and wipe it out, you wasn't in the darkness. You wasn't in them secret places. You was in the brightness. You was where everybody was enjoying themselves at. So when the Lord come make that place dark, you get the reward. Right? So now we asking the Lord to save us, to put us away, tuck us away from when he do this work. We don't reap none of the benefits of it, because, ooh, wait, I don't want to see that day. You know what I mean? That's going to be a rough day. Keep going.
Verse 17.
Right?
He delivered me from my strong enemy.
That's what the Lord going to do. He's going to pray the Lord destroy your enemy. And the Lord will come deliver you from your enemy. Now, mind you, this is the love the Most High have for Israel. This is how much love he has for Israel. He's going to move mountains, literally, and make the sky break and people fly on chariots, and you know what I'm saying, or him working somebody on a chariot. Like, just imagine how much love the Most High has for this people that he just unalive everybody that's going against him, just so you can do the right thing. Right? Like, just like, that's how, okay, how can I put this? It's like your dad saying, like, you know what? If you do right, I'll buy you a Mercedes-Benz. I'll buy you 3 Mercedes-Benzes. I'll buy you a big house. And, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put a couple businesses in your name, right? And you ain't even got to work for them. You're going to have everybody working in these businesses, and they just going to run themselves. All you got to do is do the right thing, right? Now, in your mind, you want to do the right thing, right? But by being destroyed, sometimes your body just overrules, and you don't have a choice but to do the wrong thing. Even with all this on the line, the Lord is promising us something far better than what we have, and we can't see past our own personal vanities, or our own personal lust to get to this place, right? So this is the Lord making a promise, and he said he wants to deliver us from our enemies. But first, we got to be the ones to pray to him. For the wicked man's prayer is an abomination. All right? Keep going.
And from them which hated,
The Lord, deliver me from my strong enemies and from them which hated me. Go ahead.
for they were too strong for me.
Their temptations was too strong for me. Their weed was too strong for me. Their drugs was too strong for me. That money was too strong for me. You know what I'm saying? Them hoes was too strong for me. The cars and the clothes and the life was just too strong for me. The enemy knew how to play me. He knew everything to play me. You know what I'm saying? He knew exactly what I wanted. Flash it on TV. I see all the hustlers, all the ballers. I'm like, damn, look at that. All the Corvettes riding. Damn, look at that. I see all the money flashing by. Like, damn, they got big money too. You know what I'm saying? I just want to pay my bills. I just want to feed my family. I just want to make a few dollars to travel here and there. They got big money. The enemy is strong. He know what you want. And his face is on the money. You know what I mean? So he print the money and give it to you and think that you got liberty or think that you got freedom. That's just the enemy giving you a leash to hang yourself with. Right? Most High said he going to deliver you from your enemies because they was too strong. They too strong for me. Go ahead.
Verse 18. They prevented me in the day of my calamity.
Go ahead.
But the Lord was my stay.
They gonna come when you the weakest, but the Lord gonna be the one you stay with. The Lord gonna be the one that gets you out of it. Go ahead.
Verse 19. He brought me forth also into a large place.
Into a what?
Into a large place.
Go ahead.
He delivered me
Mm-hmm.
because he delighted in me.
Go ahead.
Verse 20. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness.
So the Lord gonna take you out of that hell. Out of all the sorrows of hell and the people talking about all those wicked things and ungodly men around you and all of that. He's gonna bring you out of there and bring you to a good place. He's gonna deliver you and judge you according to your righteousness. Even though the wrong was around you. Even though the ungodly people was around you. It ain't about them. It ain't about what they got going on. Who cares what they got? They can shoot up 33 blocks, 100 bodies on them, smoke all the weed in whatever city they in. What they got to do with you? Nothing. Your mom could be the worst prostitute ever. Your dad could be the biggest kingpin ever. What they got to do with you? Nothing. Because he won't judge you according to your righteousness. Go ahead.
According to the cleanliness of my hand.
According to how clean your hands are. Now mind you, this is David. Y'all know what David did, right? David's hands was bloody. Right? This is David saying, you know, the Lord going to help. He going to clean us. You know what I'm saying? But even though your hands are bloody, you got to know how to get from under the foot of Satan. Because you can free yourself. We all been so. You know what a saint is, right, Yakubat? A saint? What's a saint?
It's you do the right thing, you follow. This person who enact the orders.
No. No. Wanna give it another shot? A saint is a repentant Israelite. A repentant Israelite. Now, that would imply that all Israelites need to repent, which would imply that every Israelite has sinned. Only one that didn't was Christ. Right? Which means whatever your sin was, you could repent as well. You could change as well. Because we've all sinned in our wickedness. Right? But the Lord brings you to a better place here. And once you're here, you learn how to free yourself from those sins. And sometimes it's tough. But you learn how to do it. Which is what David did. Keep going.
Hath, according to the cleanness of my hands,
Mm-hmm.
hath he recompensed me.
Mm-hmm. Means to compensate or to save. Go ahead.
Verse 21. For I have kept the ways of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and have not wickedly departed from my God.
Those are correct. All right, drop that. Give me Ezekiel 20 and 34.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 34. And I will bring you out from the people.
Hold on.
Okay.
What is verse 33?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 33.
Correct.
As I live, saith the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm
Mm-hmm.
and with fury poured out, will I rule over.
Go ahead.
Verse 34. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
Now the Lord said, when that day come, right? When them times come, when He send Christ to crack that sky open and come down with them angels, He's gonna bring us out of the land where we scattered amongst the people, right? Remember He said He gonna put us in the place. He gonna deliver us and put us in the big place, a better place, right? And judge us according to our according to our damn, what did He say? Righteousness. That's what it was. Judges according to our righteousness, right? So now He gonna take us out of the land where we scattered from amongst the people, right?
With a mighty hand
Right?
and with a stretched out arm
Mm-hmm.
and with fury poured out.
Good.
Verse 33, verse 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness
Mhm.
of the people,
Good.
and there will I plead with you face to face.
What does that mean? He's gonna bring us into the wilderness and plead with us face to face. What does that mean?
Takes into the wilderness and basically that's when it starts, you know what I'm saying? They split now you're gonna follow it now, you know what I'm saying?
Keep reading.
Verse 36. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the lands of Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
so I will plead with you.
So will I.
So will I plead with you, saith the Lord God.
Good.
Verse 37. And I will cause you to pass under the rod,
Mm-hmm.
and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Good.
Verse 38. And I will purge out.
And I will what?
I will purge out.
And I will what?
And I will purge out
Good.
from among you the rebels.
Yeah. What's the Most High saying?
He's gonna bring you back. He's gonna bring us back into the covenant. He can take us out.
Before He brings us back to the covenant.
He gonna Babylon. He bring Babylon falling and pull us apart.
But then what?
Then we going into the wilderness.
Yes. And what happens in the wilderness?
In the wilderness, some people we gonna be passed under the rod.
Meaning what?
Like
Yes. The scepter shall not depart from Judah. The scepter is the rod of correction. So now we're going to be passed under to see, are you just or not? He's going to judge you according to your righteousness, right? And then once He do that, He's going to what?
Once he do that, then he'll bring us back into the covenant.
Before that.
Before that,
Well, yeah, before that.
we are into the bond.
Well, is you read it after that.
Okay. Plead with you.
Read verse 38.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 38. And I will purge out from among the rebels.
That's what you need. When we get into the, how many people made it out of the wilderness? The book of Numbers is, the whole book is us in the wilderness, right? Joshua was when we made it to the promised land. How many people made it out of the wilderness from Egypt? Only 2 people made it out. We came out of Egypt as a nation. Only 2 people saw the kingdom or the land that was promised to us. 2. Joshua and Caleb. Everybody else was purged out. All the rebels was purged out. So by the time we got out of the wilderness, it was a whole new nation of people. So the Lord said He's going to bring us out of that. He's going to bring us out from among the people. But once He brings us out, He's going to set us in the wilderness. Meaning, Nothing. Just limbo for years. You know, we was in the wilderness in Exodus for 40 years. And during those 40 years, only 2 people made it out. Right? So in our case, the Lord said He gonna do it again. This is our future. We gonna be put in that wilderness and purged out. All right? Keep going.
And them that trespass against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not
They shall
enter.
what?
And they shall not enter
Mm-hmm.
into the land of Israel.
Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am the
You
Lord.
gonna know that that's the Lord. Now the land of Israel is the land where we are. Right? So it's called, wherever we are, it's our land. I don't care if we went to Oklahoma, that's gonna be Israel. If we went to Canada, that's gonna be called Israel. Because that's where we are. Right? Wherever we walk to, that's gonna be the new Israel. Who cares what that name is across them? They not Israel. That's like me going somewhere and saying, yeah, this is the land of Armenia. It's like, Nick, who is you? You ain't got nothing to do with Armenia. I'm like, yeah, this is Armenian land. And I put a flag down, yeah, this is Armenia. Like, you fraud, you false flag. They false flag. They fraud. So when we plant our staff or our stick down in the ground with our flag on it, it's gonna be our name, Israel. All right, drop that. Give me let's get to it. Give me 2nd Ezra 9 and 22.
This is the 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 22.
Now, go ahead, read it.
In the Apocrypha, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain,
Meaning,
and let
read it again.
let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
Meaning what?
Nothing,
Huh?
nothing.
Yeah. So break that down. What's going on right here? Let the multitude perish that was born in vain. What do you
All
think?
those born in vain, basically those who were born and never followed the ways, they went ahead, went to the ways of the heathen, and just was doing what they wanted to do, YOLO.
Right.
The YOLO multitude.
Which describes to you that our ways for outside of here is nothing. What is outside of here? You can walk out and what you want to be a rapper, or what you want to, contract somewhere, or some girl. When you walk out the door, you're like, you know what? It's better to go get a job. You know what? I don't even want to do this whole truth, headpiece thing. I can go travel. What? You're gonna find out that at that point in time you was born in vain. Your life has no meaning. You live a worthless, useless life. And at that point you just breathing to death. You're a nobody. Right? Because you want to think you're going to go out and be somebody on earth. And really, you'll find out that when you die, it's going to take your stuff and put it on the curb. And that's going to be it. Your whole life is going to be on that curb when you die, waiting for the trash to come pick it up. Trash man going to pick your whole life up, dump it in the trash, and drive the hell off. That was your life. All your life is sitting on the trash bin. Go ahead, keep going.
Which was born in vain,
Go ahead.
and let my grape be kept.
Now, the Lord said, let the grape be kept. The grape is who?
All those who follow.
The grape is the wine. Let the grape be kept. Go ahead.
And my plants
Mm-hmm.
for which great labor,
For with what?
for with great labor
Mm-hmm.
have I made it perfect.
Now, before this in Esdras, you go back to Esdras. I was talking about this with your Grum earlier. You go back to Esdras 5, shout out to your Grum. 5 and the whole chapter of 5. We ain't gonna read the whole chapter. But Esdras is asking, it started at 46, we're talking about ask the woman, right? But the whole chapter is Esdras asking the angel, like, yo, like, can we just get out of hell, like, now? And he was like, no. You know what I'm saying? He was like, why not? And he was like, because every generation got to come pass through this hell first. And he was like, well, what if we just bring all the generations here at one time? And all of us is just you could do it, right? You could just bring everybody here together, and we all just go through it together, and then we just get out of hell. And he said, yeah, ask a woman how it would be to give birth to 10 babies at one time. Can a woman give birth to 10 babies at one time? No, she give birth to one baby and then she rests. And then she'll give birth to another baby and she rests. Ask the woman how I feel to give 10 births at the same time. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? That's Esdras 5, start at 46 down. We can read a little bit. Give me Esdras 5 and 46.
This is the book of Esdras.
Second Esdras.
It's like, this is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 5, verse 46.
Good.
And he said unto me, ask the womb of a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and say unto her, if thou bringest forth children, why doest thou not together?
Now, why you don't bring forth children together? Right? Go ahead.
But one after another?
Why you can't have 3 children at once? Like, they like this. Why they can't come out like this? Why they gotta go like this? Why can't all 3 children just be like wham out at the same time? Can you imagine a sister trying to give birth to 3 children at the same time? Yikes. What?
But one after another.
Mm-hmm.
Pray her, therefore, to bring forth 10 children at once.
Yeah. Why don't you ask that sister to bring forth 10 children at once? You asking me. Bring forth 10 children at once. Go ahead.
Verse 47. And I said, she cannot, but must do it by distance of time.
She must do it by distance of time, meaning one after another, or at some point in time, she'll bring forth another child. But they don't all come at once. All right, so this is Esdras asking the Lord, like, why can't you just bring us all here and we all just go through it together, and then we all just, deal with the problems, and then you just fix us and clean us up, and then we done with it. I'm like, nah, it don't work like that. If you think it works like that, then ask a female why she can't have 10 children at once. It's not the way the earth is. You need time. Time has to pass by. It's just the way it is. All right? Shalom. All right. Drop that. Give me Romans 11 and 8. All right, now this is where you should be during this time. This is where you should be during this time.
This is Romans, chapter 11, verse 8. According as it is written, God hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear.
Yeah, right. So the last scripture we just read was right that the whole multitude, what was it? The multitude, so being born in vain, right? So the Most High said He's gonna give us ears that we can't hear, and eyes that we can't see. right? That we don't understand. That's what the Most High said. It was written that that's how our spirit will be. Ears that we can't hear, eyes that we can't see. We're going to run through a couple scriptures. All right, give me James 4 and 10.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 10.
Lock in 1 second. Go ahead, read.
Humble yourselves
Mm-hmm.
in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up.
Most High correct. The Most High said, humble yourself in the sight of the Lord. He's going to lift you up. Like we was given the spirit of sleep, given the spirit of slumber. But in order to get out of that sleep or out of that slumber, first thing we got to do is humble yourself. And how do you humble yourself? Salakia. You understand that you are a demon. You know what I'm saying? And once you decide that you are a demon, the only way to fix yourself is to come in front of the Lord. Come into the school and learn how to clean that demon up, get him out of there. That's the way that you humble yourself before the Lord. Become a trooper. Serve the men that's above you. That's what we all did. Even Commander General YAHANNA served men that was above him. You know what I'm saying? We all put in work for the Most High. We all worked for this truth. Commander General YAHANNA was a trooper. General Muhammad was a trooper. Niggas ain't just come in this and just become who they are. Like, it was a lot of people between General Muhammad and General YAHANNA. A whole bunch, right? And General Muhammad said he had a question, and he asked one person, and one person told him, don't even worry about it. So he came and asked General YAHANNA, and General YAHANNA gave him another answer. And he was like, damn, that answer was more heavy, right? And then so he just started staying more towards him. And then everybody left. And he said, you know what? That guy told me that answer way back then. He had the right answer way back then. I'm going to roll with him. And that's what he did. But it was a lot of people. And R.E.I. gave the school to the brother that accused him of what he was doing. The brother that said, you know what? You said A, B, and C. And he's like, you know what? You're right. And gave the school to him. And Junior High was like, I'm not following him. And he was under Commander Junior High anyway. So if you're going to get a school to him, what? You know what I'm saying? So Junior High kept teaching what he was taught. And General Muhammad went with him. We all have been troopers. We all have went through the same thing. We all done it before. And we served the Lord. Junior High kept teaching what he was taught. The other people was teaching whatever they thought was the truth. It was during the year 2000 when they thought that Christ was coming back, the year 2000. And when he did come back, everybody got retarded. And it was like, yeah, you said that Christ was coming back in the year 2000. You was wrong. And he's like, you know what? I did give a false prophecy. I was wrong. You take the school. And now it just started a mean, crazy uproar. And that's what happened in the year 2000. You know, Muhammad ruled with General YAHANNA and them. And General YAHANNA kept teaching in Philadelphia. And in New York, they was doing all kind of craziness. They was going into all kind of craziness. Tugging the brother of war in Philadelphia because he went with the other group unknowingly. And he said by 2004, he just was like, I don't even know where this is going. And then in 2004, the purple group started. You know what I mean? So we all was in this. What's on credit? We all was in the seat of being a trooper. We all was young men. We all had the spirit of deep sleep upon us. You know what I mean? But when you humble yourself before the Most High and before the Most High in Christ, then you'll find out who you truly are. Because now you gotta shed yourself with wickedness. Shed yourself with the world. You gotta shed yourself with them demons. And you can't do that unless you got help. Unless you got stronger men that's stronger than them demons. Because otherwise your flesh is gonna win. It's been doing that for 30 years. Doing that for 20 years. Doing that for 50, 40, 30 years. So if you've been living with your stress and living with your demon for so long, there's no way you're going to beat it. You have to have stronger men willing to help you. That's why we coming to the UPK. Because these men have been given the tools to succeed in beating these demons. These men have been given the tools to succeed in beating these SHALAM. They've been given the tools to be better men and teach us how to be better men. You know what I mean? So humbling yourself before the Most High Christ is absolutely coming to the truth. There's no other way. You know what I mean? So we're gonna drop that. Read the next scripture. Read 4 and 11. Hey, you could give me like a tissue. So like, if I could, you could give me like a tissue. So like, 4 and 11. Y'all go back.
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 11.
Good.
Speak not evil one of another.
Good.
Brethren, he that speaketh evil of his brother and judges his brother speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge.
Read it again.
Okay. Speak not evil one of another. Brethren, he that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth his brother speaketh evil of the law and judgeth the law. But if thou judge the
Speak
law,
not evil of one another, brethren. He that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth, he that speaketh evil of his brother and judgeth, read after that,
and judgeth the law,
his brother,
and judges his brother, speaking evil of the law.
now you speak evil of your brother and judge, you speaking evil of the law. Go ahead.
And judgeth the law.
And you speaking evil of the law and judging the law. Go ahead.
But if thou judgest, it's like if thou judgest the law, thou art not a doer of the law, but a judge.
Right, because you can't free your brother if you're killing him. You can't kill your brother. It's why you gotta take that away. You can't kill your brother and free him at the same time. Which is why Christ taught us how to free the brother. Christ taught us how to be someone to, what do you say? Love your brother as yourself. Right? Love your brother as yourself. If you would give yourself a chance and you wouldn't crucify or kill yourself, why won't you give the brother beside you a chance? If you're not gonna do that, then you killing the law. You killing the law because the law is you raising the brother up, helping the brother succeed. The law has no purpose now. Because you killing everything about it. You killing the part where you're supposed to love your brother as yourself. Right? Because now you want to judge him. Now you're like, you know what? Crucify him. Kill him. Because, he did something wrong. No. Like when they took Christ away, they killed the law. They killed Christ. Because they thought that they was, I don't know what they thought. Who knew they would do? But they absolutely killed Christ. They actually killed the law by judging their brother. All right? Drop that. Give me Matthew 7 and 1. You know what? Yeah, give me Matthew 7 and 1.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Judge not, that ye be not judged.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. For with what judge ye judge.
Nah, read that again.
Sorry. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged.
Now, what is the law?
You know, that's some commandments, the way you're supposed to live.
What is the law?
Truth.
No.
Covenant.
No. Yeah, yes. The law is punishment. If you break the law, these are your punishments. All right? So now, read it again.
Verse 2. For with the judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
Now, I'm going to just give it to you. Okay. Read it one more time.
Okay. For with what judgment ye judge,
For with what judgment ye judge? How do you know how to judge? Go ahead.
ye shall be judged.
Go ahead.
And with what measure ye meet,
Mm-hmm.
it shall be measured.
So
to
for
you.
what judgment ye judge, and what you judge that person with, that's how you'll be judged. And whatever measure you measure to get that person a judgment, that's how you'll be measured. So now you want to be judged how you judge them. So now when you judge them and you do away with the law, when it comes time for you, which should be right after, then you'll get the same type of punishment that they got because you were wrong. Right? So now you destroy the whole law by judging somebody. The point is, just forgive your brother. Learn how to forgive him. You know what I'm saying? That's the easiest thing to do. Because when you try to say your brother's problems and deal with a brother's issues and his iniquities, and you trying to say, you know what, or you talk about him to other people instead of him, you know what I'm saying? When you dealing with that judgment on a brother, you are persecuting him. You killing him. You killing the brother and you killing the law. You killing his image, surely. You killing his reputation, surely. And if a brother don't got a reputation, then he don't have anything. What Scarface say? All I got in this world is my balls and my word. That's all he got. That's all we got, really. All right. Drop that. Give me Hosea 9 and 7.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 9, verse 7.
Right?
The days of visitation are come.
Mm-hmm.
The days of recompense are come.
First, let's start with verse 1. So you can get understanding.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 9, verse 1.
Good.
Rejoice not.
Rejoice what?
Rejoice not,
Don't rejoice. Go ahead.
O Israel,
Mm-hmm.
for joy as other people,
Mm-hmm.
for thou hast gone a whore
Mm-hmm.
for thy God.
From.
From thy God.
Mm-hmm.
Thou hast loved a reward upon every corn fork.
And then drop down to verse 7. We love the rewards. You're going to horn for other people. Go ahead.
Verse 7. The days of visitation are come.
Now, when the Lord comes to us, right? The Lord will come to it. Or the days of visitation are going to come. Go ahead.
The days of recompense are come.
Yeah, it's time where you square up. Go ahead.
Israel shall know.
We're going to know it. Go ahead.
That prophet is a fool.
This is how we know when the days come. Because the prophet is a fool. He a nut. Go ahead.
The spiritual man is mad.
And that's how we know it, because we see the prophet, we see somebody that's supposed to be teaching us the law. We see them brothers on the corner telling what the Bible say. Them niggas is fools. Them niggas is nuts. Them niggas is madmen yelling on that damn corner, wearing that all black. Them niggas is crazy. That's how we gonna know when that day is coming. Keep going.
For the multitude of thine iniquity
Mm-hmm.
and the great hatred.
Right?
Verse 8. The watchman of Ephraim was with my God.
Right, they give me Ecclesiastes 9 and 14. That's how we want to know when that day is come, right? We're not going. There's no more time to rejoice, because we know what time it is. When the prophets are looked at like fools, and the spiritual men are looked at like old madmen, then we got a problem. Ecclesiastes 9 and 14.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 14. There was a little city.
Oh, it's like I gotta get with you on this one. I gotta get with you on this one. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Right before Song of Solomon. Shit, I got my Song of Solomon. Ecclesiastes 9. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
There was a little city, few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built a great bulwarks against it. Verse 15.
Start at verse 13.
Now, come. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
This wisdom have I seen also under the sun,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed great unto me.
Right.
Verse 14. There was a little city,
Right.
and few men within.
It was a little city and it had little people in it. It was a tiny baby city, and it was a little bit of people in that city. Go ahead.
And there came a great king against
Like Nebuchadnezzar or like Salamander or some great king came against this little baby city. Go ahead.
and besieged it,
Mm-hmm.
and built great bulwarks against it.
Now he took over the city, right? And built great enemies against it. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Now there was found in it a poor wise man,
Now in the city there was a poor wise man. Go ahead.
and he by his wisdom delivered the city.
Now this poor wise man delivered his city from a great king. Go ahead.
Yet no man remembered that same poor man.
Who cared that this poor man delivered that city from his great king? Why? Because he was poor. Keep going.
Verse 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength.
Mm-hmm.
Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised,
Mm-hmm.
and his words are not heard,
Why is that?
but the poor.
Right. That's us for sure. We the poor wise men. Nobody hears. And our wisdom is despised. Our wisdom is hated. If you gonna save this great city, that's where you're gonna be saving the great city when that great Donald Trump come against it. You're gonna be saving the city when Vladimir Putin come against it. Or Kim Jong-un come against it. You're gonna save that great city. But nobody gonna remember us. And ain't gonna be no book of Yakabad. Ain't gonna be no book of Knock. But we definitely gonna have part in this city being saved. Right? Yeah. Keep reading.
Verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
The words of wise men are heard in quiet more
No,
than
read that again.
the words of wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
Yeah. The quiet man, the poor wise man, he's gonna speak in the quietness, in the darkness. That's gonna be his dwelling, his secret place. Because he's gonna be where they hear him at. That's that wise man. And he delivered the city through wisdom. But then you're gonna have somebody that's trying to deliver the city through being loud and boisterous. Or trying to take over a city being loud and boisterous. But this poor wise man, he delivered the city. But nobody cared. Nobody remembered him. Why? Because everybody said it was their idea. Everybody said they did it. Because he has no reputation. Who even knows this poor man? What I'm gonna say? Yeah, poor old Jim told me with no clothes. Can't he ask me for $1 every day? But one day he told me to do something and I did it for him and it saved the whole city. Nobody knows Jim. Who cares about Jim? It was my idea. Read it again.
The words of wise men, the words of wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
Right.
Verse 18. Wisdom is better than weapons of war.
Now when that ruler came to destroy or besiege that city, and that man saved that city through wisdom, he was stronger than him with the weapons. He was stronger than that man with the weapons because he had the wisdom to save the city. All right? Give me John 14:6.
John, chapter 14,
Mm-hmm.
verse 6. Yahushua said unto him,
Mm-hmm.
I am the way, the truth,
Mm-hmm.
and the life.
Mm-hmm.
No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
Christ said, I'm the way to truth and life. And no man come to the Father but through me. Right? Christ was the poor wise man. Right? Christ didn't even have a place to lay his head. And we are the spirit of Christ. And if you knew us, then you've known Christ. And by knowing Christ, you know who the Most High is. And we are the men that's going to save that city when those great kings come and besiege it. Right? Christ was killed like any other person. And nobody cared. Who cared? They stabbed him, made fun of him and all that. Told jokes about him and all that. Nobody cared. And then they said, yeah, they said to the Pharisees, ran with it and said, yeah, we Christians. We were followers of Christ. Killed him. Just took his reputation and everything. Who cares? He a poor wise man. But we kept his records. Because we knew who he was. Right? John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, they knew who he was. And they kept the records. And today, they could backdoor us if we didn't have these. We would believe whatever they said. But for Israel keeping the records, we know that poor wise man. And we know the spirit he came in. You follow me so far? Keep going.
Verse 7. If ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also.
You know me, you know the Father. Go ahead.
And from henceforth ye know him.
So now that you know me, now that you know what we go through, now that you know how I am, from now on out, then you know how the Father on that. Because you know me. If you could contact me, then you would know what the Father would say. You know what the Most High would say. Go ahead.
And have seen him.
Now, Jordan, give me John 6:29.
This is John, chapter 6, verse 29. Yahushua answered and said unto them, this is the work of God, that ye believe on him whom he hath sent.
Read again.
Yahushua answered and said unto them,
Mm-hmm.
this is the work of God,
This is the work of God, go ahead.
that ye believe on him
Mm-hmm.
whom he hath sent.
Now, the work of God is believing in Christ and doing what Christ said to do. That's the work right there. Christ said, yeah, go do that. And you gotta say, you know what? I believe he's right. Christ said, this is what you should be. And you said, I believe he's right. And you follow that. And if you don't ever follow that, then you don't believe that Christ is right. And you're not doing what the word said to do. Christ said do A, B, and C. And if you don't believe that Christ is right, and you're not doing A, B, and C, then you don't got the work, you're not doing the work. You don't got the faith of the Most High in you. Right? So, okay. Okay, give me one more. Two more. And then we're going to get back into the word. Give me John 14:6. It's like, not John 14:6. Isaiah 49:5. You just said it.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 5.
Good.
And now, saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant.
All right, the Lord formed us.
Be his servant.
Good.
To bring Jacob again to him.
Yeah. what is your job? Remember we talking about being born in vain. What is your job? What is your duty of life?
Teach law, statutes, and commandments, and teach law to our people, and make sure that we follow the people that's under us, to take care of the families that, okay, also 50, 50, each man, 50 families. You know what I'm saying?
What's right in front of
What? Be a servant, a servant.
you? Go on.
Right. Keep reading.
Yeah,
To bring Jacob again to him.
that's your job right there. Your job is to be a servant and bring Israel back together to the Most High. That's your job. You gotta go in the places where they hate you at and tell them that they Israel. Because there might be one brother in there that's like, damn, you know what, that makes sense. That was you. You was that one brother that was like, damn, that makes sense. But you was in the worst part of the worst hood in the worst city in America. But somebody came in that hood and was like, yo, Christ said, you supposed to be a servant. And you got a job to do and serve Israel. And you was like, damn, I believe you. And you followed him. Right? That poor man that ain't have $1 to his name. You believe that man. And you walk with him. And you here today. That's your job as an Israelite. To bring Israel back together. Keep going.
Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord.
Now, Israel is not gathered yet, but your job is to gather them together, right? Jacob, Israel is not gathered, go ahead. But it be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, go ahead.
And my God shall be my strength.
Go ahead.
Verse 6, and he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob.
Okay, drop that. Give me, no, keep going.
And to restore the preserved of Israel.
Restore the preserved of Israel, the people that's left over. So we started the class, I don't know if you was here at the beginning, but we started the class on where you should be, right? As times come to an end, we got to understand our job, right? Not only our job, how we should be as the time comes to a close, right? Now, we read earlier about, when the Lord come get us, he gonna take us into a certain place, but he's only gonna take a certain few people. And how do we know who we want to take? Well, this is how you should be in order to be one of them people. Other than that, you might be partying with Esau, or you might be out there trying to make a couple dollars, and the Lord blow the plane up, or the Lord blow that building up, because that building was in his sight because there's some wicked Edomite over there that's been running that place wickedly for years. And you trying to get money, you trying to get some overtime on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Or you want a high holiday trying to get some extra hours. And that place blow the hell up. Right? The Lord told us where to be. The Lord told us how to be. If we don't understand that, then it's either our fault as teachers or your fault as a believer. You follow me? Give me Matthew 8, 28 and 18. Yo, this Smooth Robinson in this show. Lazy Hip Hop and R&B in this show.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 28, verse 18. And Yahushua came and spake unto them, saying, my power is given.
No. What?
It's like, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth.
Now, we read earlier that when the Most High throw the sky, and he's going to come through on the cherub, this is Christ. He's given the power in heaven and earth. That'll be him coming through the sky. And everything in front of him that's bright going to be held in darkness. His secret places is going to be the darkness. Right? He's going to deal with those people. When he gets done dealing with those people, he's going to take us to that place and judge us according to our righteousness. Right? That's going to be Christ. You follow me?
Okay.
All right, let's get into it. Give me I think good on that. No, he eating. He eating. Give me Ecclesiastes 4:16.
Ecclesiastes 4:16.
This is what Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that came after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit.
Read it again.
There is
Matter
no
of fact, go to verse 15.
Hold on, verse 15. This is Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 15. I consider all the living which walk under the sun.
Go start at verse 13.
Okay, verse 13. Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king,
Go ahead.
who will no more be admonished.
Admonish, go ahead.
Verse 14. For out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. I consider all the living which walk under the sun, with the second child that shall stand up in his stead.
Now, the Lord said he's going to consider all that walk under the sun. Go ahead.
Verse 16. There is no end of all the people,
There is no end of all the people. Go ahead.
even of all that have been before them.
Now, there is no end to the people. We don't die. We don't disappear. You know what I'm saying? We don't just leave earth. The Lord keep generations. Everybody's coming back. Likely after your fourth generation. Right? You don't end. You don't die. Go ahead.
They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit.
Right there. Give me Daniel 12:6. Give me a picture real quick.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 6. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river.
Now, mind you, this whole situation is what should we do at the end of times, right? Now, people aren't going to die. We're all going to be there when it's time to see heaven, or when it's time to see the kingdom of heaven, or a kingdom where we live in a better place. We all want to be there, right? And so they asked him, this man clothed in linen, which was the man that was given power in heaven and in earth, right? They asking him, go ahead.
How long shall it be to the end of these wonders?
Yeah, they asking, how long should it be to the end of these times? How long should it be until we got to deal with these issues? Because at some point, we want to live deliciously. We don't want to be in hell. We don't want to go to work every day. At some point, I want to say, you know what? I don't want to go to work today. I want to stay home. I want to stay home for a week. I want to stay home for a month. I don't want to work this month. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico for a month. I'm going to go for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? At some point, I want to feel that way. Like Esau. Esau could just roll out. Esau just dip, go to another country, and just be there. And they can make money because McDonald's is always serving hamburgers. Or they could make money because, you know, Chick-fil-A has always got chicken on the counter, or on the menu, on the flat top. Somebody's always cooking their chicken, so they can go wherever they want to go because they made it, right? But us, we gotta live in hell. So we're gonna ask Christ, like, how long is it gonna be until these days are over? How long is it gonna be that we gotta live like this, right?
Verse 7. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people.
Yeah, he could accomplish to scatter the power of the holy people, good.
All these things shall be finished.
Good, right. Yo, hit that joint. Over there. Come on, see it?
Oh, yeah.
Good night. Yo! You got it?
I got it.
Now, how will we know when the time is over, right? When he shall accomplish to scatter the powers of the holy people. When he shall accomplish to scatter the people that's above us, right? Everybody that's ruling above us. When he get done with them, that's how we'll know when the time is over. When the Lord get done shaking Esau, when the Lord get done shaking India, when the Lord get done shaking Japan and shaking all them people that we in, when the Lord shook them up and we fall out, that's how we'll know when the time is up. Because now we all together. We're not amongst them no more. We're not dealing with Esau no more. We're not dealing with Japan or I mean, them down in the Caribbean got to deal with India. We're not dealing with India no more. We're not dealing with the Spanish or the English or whoever. We've been shooken out, and now we're dealing with just each other. It's just Hispanics and blacks and Native Americans. It's just us. Now we right here in each other's face to face. The Lord said He's gonna plead with us face to face and send us under the rod of correction. Now we got to deal with each other like this in the wilderness and purge the evil out of ourselves. That's how we'll know when the time is up. That's how we know when it's time that all right, now we got to make Israel. And wherever we go, that's going to be Israel. Canada, that's going to be the new Israel because that's where we are. Right? Or wherever we, like I said, we go to Oklahoma or Texas, that'll be the new Israel. That's our land. Right? That's how we'll know. Keep going.
Verse 8. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I.
All right, Jordan, give me 2 Ezra 6 and 8. Thomas.
This is in Apocrypha. This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 8.
Matter of fact, start at verse 7.
Verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
What should be the end of time? How can we know when the end of times are? Go ahead.
Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that follow?
What should be the beginning of the first, the end of the first, and the beginning of the end that follow it? What?
Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Man, Yakabad. What is a world?
World, age, and or society.
A world is an age or a society. So Esau is the end of the society as we know it. Right? Esau will be Esau will be the society that will end. There will be no more Esau age or Esau society. There will be no more France or Italy or Venice or America. There will be no more Esau-ness. Jacob coming after that. And then Jacob going to wreck cities like Timbuktu. And the wreck cities like Jerusalem and the old Samaria. You know what I'm saying? Jacob going to wreck them cities, and when those cities get erected, in Israel, when those cities get erected, then we'll know who's in power today. But the sign of the times is when Esau is done. When they'll shake us out of the pockets of Esau and put us in our own place in the wilderness face to face. And when we got to deal with each other face to face and put under the rod, then we'll get it right. Then we'll know, all right, Esau is over. It's done for Esau. The Lord took us out of that, a different place, a bigger place, a larger place. While everybody getting destroyed, we over here. All right. Any questions so far? Most High Christ. Give me 1 Corinthians 15:24.
You said 15 and 4,
24.
20 and 4.
15:24. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 24.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 24. Then cometh the end. He shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. Verse 25, for he must reign till he hath put our enemies under his feet.
Good.
Verse 26, the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death.
Good.
Verse 27, for he hath put all things under his feet. But when he saith all things are when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. 28, and when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh may be all in all.
Now, when the Most High come visit this earth, and we read earlier about the nostrils, the smoke coming out of his nostrils and fire coming out of his mouth. When that time comes, the Lord gonna get rid of all the enemies of Yahweh and Yasha Allah, all the enemies of the Most High. He gonna get rid of all of them, and he gonna set Christ as king over all the nations. And when he said Christ is king over all the nations, then he knows the Lord is going to be there. Because Christ just, to know me is to know the Father. Right? Christ just said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. So now the Most High is saying, when I put Christ over all these nations, when I put Israel over all these nations, then I know the Lord will be there. Then I know it'll be righteousness. When the righteous bear rule, the people shall rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people are going to mourn. Right now, we're winning because the wicked is ruling. But when we winning and when we bear rule, the people are going to rejoice because that mountain is going to have great water flowing from it. By the time the water get to us, it's muddy, it's murky, you don't drink it. But when we bearing rule, the water's gonna flow down from the mountains, gonna be clean and fresh, just as clean as it was up top. Because we're not putting chemicals, you know what I'm saying? We're not dumping chemicals in the water because we're gonna respect the water. Because judging the water that's pretty much judging the law, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna destroy the water. We're not gonna destroy the land. Because the Lord told us how to deal with the land and the water. It's all in our Bible. So the Lord said, when I put Christ over top of all these nations, then they'll know how to act. Then they'll know it's going to be justice. All right? Let me say Exodus 13 and 32.
In the Apocrypha, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 32.
Good.
And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I shewed thee before. And then shall my son be glad, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Verse 33.
Did you watch the class earlier? Did you watch the beginning of the class? You saw the beginning of the class? When they go to heaven? This what we talking about earlier, right? That's going to be the sign. When the man you saw ascending earlier, it'll be Christ. He's going to declare rulership or kingdom over the earth. Keep going.
Verse 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land lead them. They have one against another.
They're going to have little baby battles against one another. You know what I'm saying? We Bloods and Crips beefing with each other. 61st Street beefing 63rd Street. Chicago beefing with Milwaukee. North and South Carolina beefing. West and East side of something city beefing. North South side beefing. East and North beefing. Who knows? God knows what. We're going to leave all them little dumb battles, right? Go ahead.
Verse 34. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and overcome him by fire. Verse 35. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion.
Christ will come stand above the mount of Israel, or of the government of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 36. And Zion shall come and shall be shewed to all men.
And when Israel walk up, all men are going to see Israel. Go ahead.
Being prepared and builded, like as sawest the hill graven with hands.
And you're going to see us come together like ain't no way they came together like that. You're going to come together like a mountain without hands. Go ahead.
Verse 37. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
The storms. Go ahead.
Verse 38. And shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto fire.
8. 13 and 8.
In the Apocrypha, this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him was sore afraid, and yet there's fight. Verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the two that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Verse 10. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire,
Go ahead.
and out of his lips a flaming breath.
Now, we read about the Most High earlier, when he gets upset, right? When we pray to the Most High get upset, and when be fire coming out his nose, and smoke coming out his nose, and fire coming out his mouth. And when that happens, that's when the sky gonna crack. Now, it's saying here that Christ got the same thing. Christ got fire coming out of his mouth, smoke coming out of his nose. The same spirit. Read it again.
Verse 8, and after this I beheld, and lo,
Verse 9.
verse 9, and lo, as he saw the violence,
Verse 10.
verse 10, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire,
Mm-hmm.
and out of his lips a flaming breath,
Mm-hmm.
and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Go ahead.
Verse 11, and they were all mixed together,
Mm-hmm.
the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight,
Mm-hmm.
and burned every one,
Mm-hmm.
so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude no thing was to be perceived,
No, they couldn't even recognize nothing.
but only dust and smell of smoke.
Go ahead.
When I saw this, I was afraid.
Go ahead.
Verse 12, afterward, I saw the same man come down.
Yeah, we saw the same what?
The sand come down.
This was a man that did all of this. Breath came out of his mouth, and he destroyed the city with fire coming out of his mouth. And in front of him, you couldn't even tell what it was no more. Destroyed cities and buildings, everything. You didn't even know that was Houston before. But he's gone. Keep going.
And called unto him another piece of multitude.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13, and there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad,
That's us. Go ahead.
some were sorry.
That's the people that like, damn, I wish I could go back to Houston and give me one of them, what y'all got, give me one of them swingers. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could go back to Houston and, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all got here. What you got in Houston that y'all be loving?
Lean.
The lean. I wish I could go back to Houston and give me one more ounce of lean, or one more, you know what I'm saying, whatever y'all do with the lean. I wish I could have one more cup of drink. Some was sorry, some was glad, some was like, man, damn that lean.
Slab.
Yeah, somebody needed a slab, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wanted to go back to Houston. Some of us was sad, but sorry. But some of us was happy as hell, was glad that we done with Houston. We done with America. What?
Some of them were bound,
Mm-hmm.
and others some brought of them that were offered.
Some of them was arrested. Go ahead.
Then was I sick through great fear,
Mm-hmm.
and I awaked.
Now, he was having a dream. But that dream was of Christ. Give me Psalms 18:7, last scripture.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 18, verse 7.
Right.
Then the earth shook and trembled.
Mm-hmm.
The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth.
Now, this is what we read earlier, Jacobite. This was the prayer of David, right? So now we understand when David was praying, right? We was asking the Most High, like, listen, could you listen to our prayers? If you listen to our prayers, then we would be in a better place. We saw that David pled with the Lord. Esdras pled with the Lord. Ezekiel pled with the Lord. Christ, you know what I'm saying? Everybody pled with the Lord to get us in a better place. But it's up to us to get in a better place. It's up to us to make it better. And we can't make it better unless we in the right space. We all know what we should be doing. What we should be doing is doing the work of the Lord. And you can't do the work of the Lord unless you believe in Christ and believe that what you're doing is right. You gotta do this 10 toes down, chest in the air, chin up, like you care about the truth. Because if you don't care about the truth, we can see that you don't believe it. And so does Satan. And Satan is going to chin check you. He's going to knock you all the way in your back pockets. And that girl that you love, or that bottle that you love, or whatever it is that you love, is going to be right there on the ground waiting for you. And you're going to turn around and you're going to see your sin, and your sin is going to be like, remember me? And you're going to pick your sin back up, and you're going to be living with that. And we're not even going to recognize your spirit anymore because you fell to your sin. It's right there waiting for you. But the Lord said He's going to pick us up, put us in the wilderness, and sift us out. All the rebels, all the people that can't get the correction. Some of us going to be sorry that we caught up in this mess. Some of us going to be sorry that we're like, damn, I should have just died back in America. I wish I would have been on my slavery when it blew up. I wish I would have been next to Esau when it blew up. I don't got to live here. Because in Numbers, it was like, Moses, who made you captain? Who made you the man in charge? In Numbers, they wanted to go back to Egypt because they had flesh pots, which was like a restaurant. They're like, damn, we can't even eat no more. I've been eating manna for 10, 20 days, 30 days, 40 years. God damn this manna. They didn't want to live like that. They didn't want to struggle or batallando. They didn't want to deal with the struggles. So instead, they wanted to check Moses. Yeah. When these times come to an end, where you should be is on the side of Christ. And the only way you could really be on the side of the Christ is by checking in with the men that's around you. Because if you destroy your brother, you destroy the law. If you're not dealing with your brother or your sister or your wife or your husband, then you're destroying the law. You're destroying the brotherhood. Without no brotherhood, then there is no Israel. There is no law. There is no covenant. There is no kingdom without brotherhood and sisterhood. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? So we got to deal with each other in order to get to this kingdom. And once we come together like that, we're going to pray to the Most High like David did right here, and you're going to see the sky bend. The Lord going to bend the sky like, And you're going to see somebody sliding through on a chariot. And before him is brightness, and after him is darkness, hell, cold, and fire. We didn't even get to the book of Jude, how I said we going to be. It said we going to be like horses. We're not even going to break rank. We're not even going to make us, we don't even think. At this point, it ain't going to be no man that turn around and walk backwards. Every man is ride. Every man is on pace. We're not even going to break rank. We don't even turn backwards or flinch. Because we impervious, no weapon formed against us is going to prosper. So listen, man. Y'all got any questions? Y'all know where to get them. Get your answers at. I mean, y'all could call the ISUPK or, you know what I'm saying, y'all can put some chats in the comments, put something in the comments to get your questions answered. You know what I'm saying? On the ticker tape, you got the number to the school, I.S.U.P.K. Houston. You know what I'm saying? Ties is ISUPK.com or Zelle. You know what I'm saying? Or in your city. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all support the truth, man. Make sure y'all do what the Most High asked y'all to do. You know what I mean? And with that being said, we're going to pass the class off to Priest Officer of 50, Yakubah. Salaki, Sawadi.
We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, If a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to their brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3 and 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Feast of the dedication, 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days. Wednesday, 25th December 2024 for 8 days. First Maccabees 4 and 52 through 61.
That's the feast of that's Hanukkah, the feast of dedication, Hanukkah.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And this is the I.S.U.P.K security announcement.
Alright. With that being said, men of Israel, we'll give more courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Shabbat, Machi, Barak, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Barakathon. Yajimata, Saul, the turn. Men of Israel, we'll give sisters more courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Shabbat, Machi, Barak, Yahweh, Shabbat, Hashem, Yahushua. Yajimata, class dismissed.
Sir.
Hey, yo, she gonna text me like, yeah, I felt that